I'm so fucking sore today.
What were you doing yesterday?
I was with a lady yesterday, but yesterday during...
Oh, you're sore. Wow.
No, the funny part is, though, I'm sore because I fell down my stairs yesterday. Like from
You're
the
a
top
dumbass.
turnbuckle. Well, the thing is, okay, so this has to be when you have like hardwood floors and you put brand new socks on.
Yep,
And
I did that.
They're like extra slick.
I slid down the stairs in our house.
Yeah, I did that yesterday from the top turnbuckle. I took like 2 steps down and then heel right off the edge of the step and just fell down the rest of like the 10 to 15 stairs. Just like bounced like on my hip and on my like shoulder. Like I am amazed that I did not have to go to the hospital after that. And I was carrying a bowl that I had just eaten lunch in, and then my coffee mug, my favorite coffee mug. Both of them shattered into a million pieces. I cut my hand, and Bud just is down at the bottom of the steps and sees me falling and just takes off. Just sprints away.
Just scared.
No, he was petrified. And I'm just like laying at the bottom of the steps, just like
bleeding out.
Dying.
Good thing you didn't break your tailbone. That would suck.
I am shocked. I'm like I have a bruise on my forearm. My ass is all bruised. Like it is not a good look for me.
Yeah, that's rough.
I can see myself like going to the hospital and being like, and they're like, "Oh, what are you here for, a coronavirus test?" I'm like, "Oh no, I just brand new socks."
Fell down the stairs. Stone cold sober.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this was like maybe it was like 2:00, so I hadn't drinking anything yet except for a cup of coffee that I then smashed.
Your favorite coffee mug you smashed?
It's like a Baltimore Ravens coffee mug that's like 12 years old.
Oh, so it's not that big of a deal.
It's irreplaceable. That's like breaking like a piece of like classic china.
Sure, we'll go with that.
People still have china? Is that a thing that still exists?
I don't know. Probably. Not our generation. We don't give a fuck. It's plates.
Yeah, we went from china to we're just using paper plates.
Yeah. I don't use paper plates, but...
Yeah, not paper plates, but just like... I think I have like Walmart, like just white plates.
Yeah, I think we bought ours from Target. We bought 2 packs of...
Hell yeah.
Actually, I think we got them for our wedding. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was actually... We got them for the wedding.
Well, at least weddings are good for something.
That and love and all that.
But also
degenerate. But yes, also plates.
What is up, you Eldrazi Scions? Welcome back to another episode of the Fetch and Shock podcast. I am your host, the last roll of toilet paper, Tyler, and joining me, as always, is my co-host, the guy rewatching It's Always Sunny for the 14th time, Matt. Matt, what is going on, dude?
What's up, dude? Just trying to stay preoccupied.
Stay sane.
Without going bananas. Dogs help. Dogs help a lot.
Dogs 1,000% help. I agree with that. Budweiser has been the lifeline during the quarantine.
Yeah, walks. Walks are good.
Yeah, as long as you're staying within, or at least 6 feet away from the other person walking a dog.
Literally, people are like going way out of their way to walk around everyone.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Well, when I took Budweiser for a walk, I would like pass other walkers, and they would just like one of us would go to the other side of the street when normally like they would just walk directly beside us.
Yeah, right past you.
Mm-hmm. Which is good. At least people are getting it.
Yeah, there's a reason they tell you to.
Yeah, it's not just for nothing. Turns out we are on what? This is week 3. This is podcast number 3 of quarantine.
My second week of quarantine.
I guess this is week. Yes.
Not really quarantine.
Isolation. Self-quarantine.
Keep people from getting sick.
Social distance.
There you go.
Bingo.
You nailed it.
It's almost like they came up with that phrase just specifically for this.
Yeah, who would have thunk?
Yeah, weird, right?
I love the memes that are like, oh, so that's what my life has been, is quarantine.
Yeah, it just turns out I've been just quarantined for the past, couple years of my life. I've been training specifically for this moment.
It makes me chuckle.
I love it. But it's also, on the same vein, I've not even touched human magic cards in a very long time.
I have, just building decks, but that's about it. I haven't actually played with it.
Oh, see, the only thing I've been doing is playing Magic Online. Again, the Cube is still out. We have another, 4 days of the Cube? 5 days?
Yeah, something like that.
I think it's out next Wednesday. But also, here's the thing. What if the Cube goes away, but we're all still quarantined?
We're still going to all be quarantined in 4 days. Hate to break it to you.
100% we are. But we're supposed to get the update on how much longer we need on Monday, right?
No idea. Could not tell you that one.
So, are we just not going to have Cube? What is life going to look like without Magic Online Cube?
I'm sure they're just going to oh, hey, here's something new or something else.
if they do like the vintage cube or like do something cool like the Grixis cube like they did.
Yeah, just mix it up. Do something else. Or keep
Or
the
I
vintage
guess, you
cube.
know, like I could play like Magic Arena. I could play Theros Limited. There's a million other things I could do, but none of them are as good as Vintage Cube, which is so sad.
Yeah, why would you not play Vintage Cube?
Have you done the Vintage Cube besides last week?
Nope, I didn't even finish that one. I have the one game in.
I've sent you a good handful of decks, like at least noteworthy ones.
Fucking mono red scum.
Listen, bud, that mono red deck was actually insane. And like, sadly enough, that was my only trophy from this entire Vintage Cube so far, which there's a couple days left. So like, I wouldn't go and say it's my only one that I'm going to get, but it's my only one so far. I have an infinite fucking 2-1s. And this was the only 3-0 I got.
Do better.
I'm so upset. It had to be mono red. It just had to be.
Do better.
I mean, the deck's nuts though. Like,
yeah, it's really good. It just it's something like you don't interact with it. It's just like, okay, take your time and do this. I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, I mean, and I posted it on my Twitter, so if you want to actually go look at the deck list, you can do that over at Basic Land Bin on Twitter. But yeah, like there are
shameless plug.
I mean, you gotta throw it in when you can, right? Yeah, there's like it's a 40 card deck. I'm playing 15 lands, 1 Mox.
Off color Mox.
Yeah, but I mean, you just gotta play it. And then there are 20 cards in the deck under 3 mana or less.
Yeah, there was 4 or 5 cards that were over 3 mana.
There are 4 cards over 5 mana, and one of them is Fire Blast, which costs 0 mana. Really?
Yes.
Yeah, the cards that aren't
true
are Thundermaw Hellkite, Hazoret, and Fiery Conflict, which are insane.
Yeah, that's the top end to that deck, which you need.
Yeah, I mean, I won some of my games by just like doing my thing and then getting like Hymn to Turok or like Thoughtseize or something, and they take my action. I'm just like in my top deck mode, and then I just like top deck Hazoret, and I'm just like, oh, I wonder how they're gonna deal with this indestructible god that's just gonna smack them for 5 with haste.
Just smush.
Or just like top deck Thundermaw after they've played like a flyer, and I'm just like, they thought that they were gonna do something. But no, we're going to deal 1 damage to it, and it cannot block.
It's a big nerp.
Mm-hmm. Thundermaw Hellkite's a hell of a drug, man.
Yeah, he a thick boy.
And also just being able to like go bolt, Fire Blast.
Yeah, that will fucking put people under.
That's a lot of
that
fun.
And the Eidolon is really good.
Oh yeah, Eidolon of the Great Revel, the red one that's played in Modern Burn, was so good, and also surprisingly good. Seasoned Pyromancer.
That card's just good, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's a 2/2 for 1 and 2 red, and then you can discard 2 cards, and then you draw 2 cards, and then for each non-land one, you get a 1/1. But there were times where it's just like I have already played everything else in my hand because it's all 1 mana and 2 mana. So I play that guy and just draw 2 cards, and that's fine. Or I discard like something that I know is useless. Fine. And I had Skull Clamp on the battlefield, so making 1/1s is a-okay with me.
Just throwing Skull Clamp on a creature and them saying, okay, bolt or kill it, and you're like, sure.
Yeah, like there was even times where I was just had the Seasoned Pyromancer out, or like the Eidolon out or something, and just strapped a Skull Clamp to it just to make it 3 toughness or 3 power, just to get in for a little bit more. Yeah, and if they block it, I'm drawing 2, and if not, that's just more damage. That deck was so good.
Yeah, it looked pretty solid.
Well, you know that other deck that I sent you to, the Tinker deck. That deck was
one,
nuts too.
That one looked fun.
That one again ended in a 2-1 because I went 2-0 first 2 rounds, and then the last round faced up against the mono Dak Faden deck because they just had Dak Faden on turn 3 both games. I'm like, huh.
Well, shit.
And I was like, well, at least I have Sphinx of the Steel Wind in my deck. I can't get stolen by Dak Faden because pro red. So I tinkered for that, got it. And then they just like Heroes Downfalled it.
Yeah, get fucked.
I was like, what? What?
Get fucked. Fair. Definitely not. Get fucked.
Yeah, so either I go get Blightsteel Colossus and die, or I go get Sphinx and die. Scarab God was a house in that deck too. I stole somebody's Avenger of Zendikar. That felt good.
Which one's that?
Avenger's the one that makes equal to the number of lands you control.
O1s.
And then when you play a land,
they all get a counter.
Yeah, just imagine stealing an Avenger of Zendikar and then playing a fetch land, and then cracking a fetch land, and then also not having green in your deck. That feeling, real hard to beat.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, super good. That deck was insane. I'm really bummed that did not get.
I will probably finish that league and do Storm at some point.
I think I have like a total pile sitting in Magic Online right now. I just have not finished that league yet, but we'll get there. But speaking of Magic the Gathering and being able to play it online, that was actually our Twitter question for last week. Was what are people doing to keep sane in these chaotic times?
Magic nerds, I'm gonna go ahead and go out on a limb and say playing Magic.
We got a lot of Magic Arena. Like Dennis, Canadian MTG on Twitter, he said Magic Arena and then podcasts. So obviously he listened to us and then had to fill in whatever other his time with like a significantly worse podcast.
Podcasts are the way to go, man. I'm telling you.
It just sucks up so much time. We've had this conversation, not on the air, obviously, but about how like podcasts are just perfect for driving.
Yeah, that's my go-to when I'm driving long distances.
Yeah, every time I travel to you, I just put on like 3 podcasts and then I just like blink and I'm there.
Yep, makes you go real fast.
And then Dave Morris, he said that he's brewing, which shocker. We didn't have a guy. He's a fan of his brews.
That he is. Brewing's fun.
Yeah, it is. And then another listener, Max Hallard, said that he was playing Arena and also a more video game, like of the PlayStation 4 variety. So he's dipped into your. Are you still addicted to Call of Duty, or did you give up on that?
No, I still smash nerds.
Okay, cool.
I'm not like good, like pro level good, or even like amateurs who want to be pro.
You're casually good.
For how often I play it when I play, like I'll play for like 3 straight days, and then I won't play for 2 months, and then I'll get back on and do the same thing and really not miss a beat.
That shit's kind of like muscle memory too, because it's not like that game is still the same game, just with different skin on it as the game that we played in like when we were in college and in high school.
It's just better graphics, GoldenEye.
Oh, GoldenEye, man. I actually played like Nintendo 64 GoldenEye this week.
Do you know who's really, really good at GoldenEye?
You?
Kev.
That doesn't surprise me. That seems like he's insanely good at like Smash Brothers too. Like he's just good at stuff like that.
He's good at video games.
Yeah. No, I played like actual, because I mean during the quarantine, what else are we gonna do? I dug out the old Nintendo 64, and then me and my mom and her husband played Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, and like all of the old classics.
Do you know what's really funny? In my cleaning, because I just finally finished unpacking boxes, I pulled out my GameCube. I'm gonna set up for Smash Bros. Mario Kart Double Dash.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, like just those old classic games are just so good.
That GameCube probably still works better. It'll work better and longer than any other thing on planet Earth.
Oh yeah, when eventually the rapture hits and the whole entire world explodes, if you can find power and run it to something, you guarantee that N64 and that GameCube are still going to fucking fire up. You might have to blow into the cartridge a little bit for the N64, but eventually it'll work.
It'll still work, yeah.
100%. Like I plugged in like Mario Kart 64 and immediately it fired up. I'm like, this is not how I remember this at all.
Yeah, well, it's you get that, and then other games are like you look at them wrong and they scratch.
Another thing I saw people doing, which was super cool to me, I saw a tweet and it was just ended up being a thread of just a bunch of people posting their like quarantine paper Magic setups, which I like thought people were going to do, but apparently a lot of people are doing this shit where they're taking like their webcams and then like rigging them up. And some of these like rigs were genuinely impressive. And they're just like putting the webcam on like hovering above a playmat, and then they're just like playing paper Magic with people. And I'm like, that's a genius idea.
People have done that before. Randy Bueller has done that where they like Skype and they play.
Yeah, but that's something a lot of people are doing that I did not know.
Yeah, because not everyone wants to or has the money to dump into
Magic Online.
Yeah, Magic Online or Arena or something like that.
And there is just something better about playing like the actual physical cards, like just the tactile feeling.
We've gone through this
so
ad nauseum, and I'm such a bigger fan of playing in paper.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. But like people are just like stacking up deck boxes and like fat packs, and they're just like taping down their webcam. Or like,
I saw some pretty cool setups where
just
someone
rigging up their laptop and like hanging it from something. And I'm like, that is so sketchy.
It falls and cracks in half, and
I love it.
puts a big friggin' ding in your Lotus.
You got to risk it for the biscuit, bud.
True.
Yeah, that was super sweet. And other people are getting creative. Like our friend group. I don't know. I don't think you're in on the group chat because you're not big on Modo.
Yeah, I am. They're
Oh, are you?
drafting tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, they were doing an actual draft.
I just silenced it because I had 99 text
Oh my
messages.
god, it was so obnoxious. I had to quiet mine too. It was so funny
I was
because I
like,
knew we were
Jesus
recording tonight.
Christ.
And I'm like, no, I can't deal with this anymore. It was just every 4 seconds I would be shooting something in. But yeah, they got on a like a Google session, group session, and then they all
Google Friends.
yeah. And then they all went onto Magic Online. All went to the queues, and then one person would jump in and see how many people were in the queue. And once it hit 0, they all were just like, okay, go. And all jumped into a group queue together so they could all draft while they were talking on the
Google Team or Google Friends.
I was like, that is so smart. I mean,
it worked.
Like,
it worked.
It did work. It did take them like 45 minutes to figure out, but once they figured it out, they got it.
Yeah, so they're drafting online with other.
Hell yeah. And it's cool to see people like actually still getting together. Which I needed. I was doing this before the quarantine, but the quarantine also helped push it along. But now I have the core group that I started playing Magic with. Almost everybody has moved away. So now we're just transferring our like Magic time to being able to play on Magic Online. And I am bringing back, I don't know if anybody still plays it anymore, but $1 Commander on Magic Online.
Everything under $1.
No, the entire deck is under $1.
So like Pauper Commander, but even
no, it's
worse.
not even Pauper because there are some like really decent rares that are like pennies.
Well, it would have to be a penny.
Yeah, there are multiple cards that are like very good, very playable cards that are like 2 cents.
See, I don't have the time to find all that.
There are a couple different resources on it. Like, I mean, there's an old article. I think it's from 2017. And I think there's a subreddit for it. Yeah, there's an old article on Cool Stuff where they go through like a bunch of very good commanders who are all under $1 and like other key cards that you can find that are fit within the price range of the format. So there are resources. You just have to like look at it for a little bit.
Everything on Magic Online should be $1.
And to be fair, Magic
penny.
Online is genuinely relatively cheap.
Yeah, except like Uro right now is like $60.
Yeah, you do oftentimes get like those weird cards that when they just come out.
Oh, you mean one of the most playable cards, the most playable card in Standard, and now Modern, creeping into Pioneer and Modern and Legacy.
Well, it's way worse when there's things that have come out in sets that aren't on Magic Online that they have to put on to be able to make the format playable. Like when True Name Nemesis came out, or even like Palace Jailer. Palace Jailer was $1 million before because it wasn't available because you obviously couldn't draft Conspiracy. And Council's Judgment was like $1 million. All of those weird cards, their prices were just through the roof because you couldn't really get them in packs.
That's what I mean. Make commons like a penny, rare or uncommons like 20 cents. And then $1, $2, whatever. You know what I mean? Like it seems.
I mean, but that is like genuinely the price, unless it's just such a high demand for the card, like Uro, or like when Ren and 6 was huge. Ren and 6 was like $1 gazillion on Magic Online. It was more on Magic Online than it was a paper.
It's the same with Uro right now.
Uro, yeah, yep.
Which that's just banana.
Supply and demand, dude. Even in the digital era,
it's ones and zeros, bro.
Supply and demand in the time of email.
It just doesn't make sense.
Speaking of Magic the Gathering cards, you and me were talking this week about possibly unloading a good stack of them.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this for a while. So I'm contemplating selling all my Modern, Pioneer, Standard because I don't really play those formats.
Yeah.
And I don't really have time. I'm keeping all my vintage stuff, all my legacy stuff, and all my old school stuff. But what I'm going to do, I don't even know if I'm going to get, honestly. But to sell all that stuff and just finish my duel, buy a twister, get some old school stuff that's pretty expensive.
I mean, even if you don't do it, I still think it's a productive conversation to have.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because I've also been thinking of doing something similar to that. Just because at this point, like, neither you nor I are, like, quote unquote tournament grinders anymore. Like, I'm not in college, so I just don't have the free time anymore.
I don't have the time or energy to follow with Pioneer week to week. Like, I'll listen to it. It's cool. I enjoy listening about it, but I don't have, okay, that's best deck this week or best deck next week. No,
And, like, I still have pet decks in, like, Modern and stuff, but I don't play decks outside of, like, the pet decks that I have. Like, I'm always going to have spirits, and I'm always going to have, like, some kind of taxing strategy. But, like, whatever new hotness comes out, unless it's, like, one card that fits immediately into that deck or one of those decks, I'm not buying it, and I'm not like going to build a deck around it. It's fun to brew that stuff, but if I do that, I just play on Magic Online so frequently that my Magic Online collection is just becoming more robust than my like paper collection. And I use the Card Hoarder rent account thing. So if I have a weird brew that I want to try, I just go and I just exchange cards with the renter program. And if I like the deck, then I either slowly start picking up pieces for it, and if I don't like it, no harm, no foul. I just give the cards back from the renting service. That just makes life so much easier.
Yeah, you don't have to piss around with, because I've spent probably way too much money on Magic. Let's be very honest about that. Of stuff like I've bought decks and I'm like, I don't want to play this deck.
And like, think about the time before like Magic Online, how much money circulated about people being like, oh, this seems like something that would be cool, buy it, and then they hate it, and they're just like, gotta get rid of this now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're both in a similar spot where it's just like, we're not grinders anymore. We're not going to big tournaments. And the tournaments that we do go to that are larger tournaments are, like you said, vintage, legacy, old school, stuff like that. And those formats are like ones that we have always been a big fan of.
They're just more fun.
Yeah, I want to keep those cards around. Like, I'm never going to get rid of Death and Taxes. I'm always going to play that.
Like, that's playing old school, they're generally at breweries.
Yeah, big fan of that.
It's like weird if you're not drinking and playing Magic.
Yeah, it's super awkward. But yeah, so like I don't travel for Modern anymore. I play Modern a bunch still on Magic Online, but I don't travel for it.
Last time I played Modern was in Columbus.
Really?
Yep.
I think in paper, that's 100% the last time I played as well, which at this point was like months ago.
Yeah, Oko was still legal. Opal was still legal.
I like how that's how we can date Magic now. It's just like, oh, this was back in that era when that was legal in the format.
Yeah, for real though.
That's a timestamp now. I love that.
2019 was a wild time for Magic.
Oh, and 2020 just keeps getting crazier. So how do you plan it? Like, if you're getting rid of those cards, what do you think is the best way to do it? Because I know that that's something that I feel like a lot of people are struggling with. Even just like selling, like, oh, I have a bunch of bulk rares. What do I do with it?
Bulk rares, the best thing. What I've always done at tournaments, I just go trade stuff in because you generally get a bonus. But there are online versions of that now. You can do that at Card Kingdom, Channel Fireball, etc.
Yeah, they have like buy lists, and like if you have intentions like you do of turning those cards into different cards, that's always a good path because you're going to get like that whatever store credit bonus that they're going to give you.
Yeah, generally what I do, first thing, I look to my friends and say, do you guys want any? Do you need any of this?
Yeah.
And then, no? Okay, well, I go trade it in.
And like something like a GP or an SEG event or Magic Fest.
Yeah, same with bulk rares. They give you 10 cents a rare. I think that's it.
Last time I did it, and they did I had like a substantial amount. They had a way to do it that they...
the card line.
Yeah, Magic card sideways was like around 300 Magic card. So if they just pick out a thing and they just look through it just like for quality control, just to see if like it's all rares and they're all in decent condition, then they throw it back in whatever box it is and then just bring the card along and then just count the cards like that and then just hand you money from that. Because that's how I got my Scalding Tarns, my Zendikar Scalding.
And it's like, you might plus or minus like $1 or $2, but like fucking who cares?
Yeah, at that point it's like it's all bulk, so it's like you are screwing it up by like a small margin. It's like if it's $1, that's a noticeable amount. Like that's a thick stack of cards if it's a full $1. So like maybe you're losing 20 cents on the gig, but whatever.
And if you have like draft chaff and commons and just bullshit like that, I recommend if you don't want to keep it, find a young kid at an event, say, hey, do you want this stuff? Or go to your LGS and say, hey, either take this stuff or I'm throwing it away. They'll oftentimes take it because it's literally free for them. And they might know someone who wants it or blah, blah, blah.
I can't even tell you how many times I've opened up booster boxes and then had a bunch of just commons and uncommons. And then I'll have it just sitting in my house or something. And then I'll figure out that somebody I know is like starting to play Magic or like getting into Magic. And I'm like, now here's something that's going to blow your mind. Here are all these cards. And to me, they're worth nothing.
Cards. Yeah,
but to them, that's like handing them a literal fucking brick of gold.
Yep, just taking up space.
Like I've had people be like, "No, really? Are you doing this?" We're like, "For really?" I'm like, "Yes, I don't need this shit. This I would literally throw this away."
You're doing me a favor. Yeah.
which is always the sick feeling.
Yeah, you're doing me a favor and making me feel better about myself. Don't take this from me. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Now, have you ever sold like Magic cards on not TCG Player or like eBay or anything?
I have not. I have a very good eBay
buy
rating.
off of eBay.
I buy so much shit off eBay. I just never sell stuff, and when I do, it's in a lot for like a couple grand. It's not anything like, oh hey, I always have great plans to do so. I still have that Uro that I opened.
Yeah, maybe you should get rid of that.
Yeah.
Oh, here's an idea. Just put it into your like disk drive in your computer, and then it'll get loaded on the Magic Online, and then you get more money for it. That's how it works.
My computer doesn't have a disk drive because it's 2020. Bro.
Just think of all the money that you're losing. Well, do the math.
I'll jam it in the USB slot. How about that?
Fold it up, cram it in the USB. Or do you have like an HDMI? That's pretty good quality.
I got a 4K HDMI cable, bro.
Oh my god, it's going to be an HD Uro?
Yeah.
On Magic Online?
That's basically foil.
You can get like a gazillion dollars off that.
That's a foil beta version.
Foil beta Uro.
That's how that works, right?
Yeah, 100%. Especially when you put it from physical into your computer.
Yeah, there's so many options now. Back in the day, it was, hey, trade or get gypped by your LGS and be like, yeah, we'll give you 30% of what it's worth.
Well, a lot of those times, too, like you're at the mercy of the LGS that you go to. Like, at least back in the day when I started, there were like 2, 3, like relatively close LGSs to me. And there was one that I would go to that I enjoyed playing at. But if you ever wanted to sell cards,
it's just not a good spot.
Never, ever went there.
Yeah. At the GPs and like big events, I'm going to teach you a secret. Yes, they're not giving you exactly what it's worth. It's less generally.
Sure.
Here's why. They're still making money. So they're generally going to give you a better deal. They go there to get stuff to sell online is what they're doing.
Yeah, they're just restocking. That's really why they go to these things.
Yeah. They could give a fuck about selling stuff in paper. They take it because, hey, why not? We're here. Might as well try to get rid of some of it. Yep.
And the good thing about those GPs and stuff too is that there's a lot of competition in that room, and all of them are right next to each other. So they can see what other people are selling things for, what people are buy listing things for. So that just inherently will drive buy list prices higher and actual card prices.
Yeah, because if not, your competitor is going to get all the
exactly.
Stuff.
It's like if you would have like a gas station right across the street from another gas station. Like they could just bid each other into a hole.
Yeah. There's generally always one that's pretty bad. I always find that they generally have mispriced like power or something like that, or higher end cards. Because I've gone, also, do not feel obligated if you're sitting down with someone and they're like, we'll give you this. Do not obligated to say yes.
Oh, that is 100% great advice. Because I mean, we even know people who have sat down and just got completely screwed.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing, man? Like, just gave you $20 for Snappies?
Yeah, just like, are they just like, what the price of a card is? And it might be an obscure one, so they like lowball it. And like these people could, one, it could not be intentional, or just like they're just doing their job. Yeah, but by no means are you obligated to sell those cards.
Yeah, even if they give you a price at the end, be like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that. If you don't feel comfortable, walk away. I've done that plenty of times.
And like you've been with me multiple times where we've sat down for like 20 minutes or something with a buyer, and they gave us a number, and we were just like, that's not really what I was looking for. Could you go any better? And they're like, no. And we're like, oh, well, we're going to go ahead and go somewhere else then.
There's definitely been the reverse times where I'm like, yeah, I can't let go of it for, let's use $10 as a number. I can't let go of it for 10. You want to do like 15? And they'll be like 14. And it's like a little negotiation.
Yeah. It's a little bit of bartering.
I generally don't nitpick everything. If something's worth $14 or I'm expecting to get 14 and they put it in the 13 pile,
I'll take that.
Yeah, that's fine with me. It's
but
been
if it's like
in my binder or something.
Difference.
Yeah, if it's something big, generally I go to just clean out my binder because with draft and stuff like that.
And obviously that scales too. Like if you're selling a bunch of like $5 cards, that's a lot different than selling a bunch of like $50 cards.
I literally had an entire binder that I sold and basically traded it for like a Mox and a Time Walk.
It was GP Pittsburgh 2017?
Whatever one it was, yeah.
I don't remember
what year. But it was all Commander stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't play Commander. I still don't play Commander. I have Commander stuff.
See, I'm slowly getting more and more into Commander. And I love it.
You're going that way and I'm getting more.
You have been talking about getting back into Old School a bit more. I just don't play it in paper ever. I don't play it, like, I don't really have the group to play it. Or else I would love to play that format more if I had the opportunity. Just don't.
Yeah, I just bought some beta stuff online last couple days.
Didn't like last week you get like a channel for like $20?
Got a channel. I bought a regrow. Bought some fireballs.
Just beautiful cards for cheap. That's
Yeah,
fun.
those are the cheap. Let's be very honest about that. That's the cheap part of the deck.
I love that. Like that. Those are the cheap cards.
Well, this was like maybe $100 and some total, 120 or something. I'm currently watching this heavy played Brain Geyser.
Ooh. What's the tag on that one?
Hold on, I need to bring up the eBay app.
Oh, word up. And while we're on this topic about you getting into old school and me getting more into Commander, I think the big pull for me for Commander is too, it is so cheap on Magic Online. Like I said, I was going to do that 1DH deck or 1DH with my friends.
Yeah,
Like we're also going to build other decks that have like a certain price point. Like we'll build like $10 commanders and like $50 commanders or something like that. That is like such a cool aspect of Magic Online. So if anybody out there wants to play Commander with me on Magic Online, I would be totally down. Especially just locked down, nobody's doing anything.
yeah,
I will
just
play Commander
puts
with
it around.
anybody.
So it's currently at $212. It'll probably go to about $4 to $5.
That seems about right. That's an amount of money.
I have it bid to $350 right now.
Now, is it beta or?
Oh no, it's beta now.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I was like, there's no way that card by itself is that much if it's like revised.
No, revised are like $4.
Yeah, there's not. Well, Unlimited's probably a little bit more, but not significantly.
25, 30 maybe. It's the
I mean,
Black Border.
Yeah, it's
Also,
100% the Black Border. You're right.
the collector's edition and international collector's edition is legal in this format.
Oh, that's right.
I'm contemplating buying CE Power.
Well, how much is like collector's edition power?
Moxes are about $500-$600. Lotus is about $2,000.
Oh,
See, I only say that because I think eventually they're going to say, "Hey, you can play this vintage."
yeah, and that like the second that's announced, you won't be able to find any collector's edition power anywhere, and if you do, it's going to be massively marked up.
Well,
It's just going to be slightly under the price of Unlimited.
yeah. So yeah, the Moxes are $500. Ancestrals $550. Timox $550. Lotus is about $2,000.
So if you were interested in stuff like that, and those are really good for like cubes too. Those are awesome for.
Yeah, they're real cards.
Yeah, and especially if they're in sleeves.
Yeah, you can't really tell
Can't tell the
anymore with the corners.
Yeah. Well, and let's move from talking about old cards to maybe some potential new cards, because we got some new information today that I think is very interesting, and that is in regards to our next set that we're going to, Ikoria, I think. Ikoria, I think.
I didn't see this at all. I don't know the notes. I was coming in blind. You tried to tell me. You tried to tell me about it. I was like, nah, I'm going to go in blind. So this is exciting for me, just as it is to the listeners. So
yeah, you're finding this out right now as we speak.
So what's the deal with Ikoria? What is the...
Ikoria.
Okay, what's the deal with this set?
Lair of Behemoth. So for the first time in Magic's history, they are pushing back a release.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Damn coronavirus.
Yeah, it's hitting us where it hurts, right in the releases. So originally I believe it was slated
well, it's probably because they can't really do a pre-release. It's my guess, right?
Exactly. Well, that's a weird thing too. I believe it was originally slated for April 17th was the original release date for it. And for North America, Europe, and South America, that release date is being pushed back till May 15th, an entire month.
I think it's going to go farther.
So let me run you through the timeline real quick. So April 2nd, preview starts. So that's next Thursday. We are starting to get previews rolled out for Ikoria. And this preview season is probably going to be sick because they are also having commander decks with these.
Sweet.
I don't know how that's going to be tied into preview season. Maybe it won't. Maybe it will. But it feels like we've also waited forever for a preview season.
It's been a weird amount of time, hasn't it?
And it's been like a normal amount of time, but it feels like a weird amount of time because all of 2019, it was like previews every other fucking week. So their previews start April 2nd. They are going to end when the full card image gallery is released. That's on April 10th. Then the Ikoria like on release is going to be on Magic Arena and on Magic Online at that point. Then in the Asia Pacific region, however, Wizards has blocked that off. that is going to have their actual physical release then. Then almost an entire month later, 2 days shy of an entire month later, that is when we're going to have the North American, South American, European physical release of these cards. So an entire month after the Magic Online release, an entire month after the Asia Pacific release, that's when we'll get our hands on these cards. My first thoughts, that is going to be bad news bears for LGS.
Yeah, for sure. Not being able to do pre-releases.
I mean, and not
events.
Like everything that's going on right now is already bad news bears for LGSs. This is just even worse.
Yeah, for sure. It's just piling on.
Which, I mean, I've been on both sides of the fence with how they've done releases in the past, for the past over a year at this point, where all the sets have been released on Magic Online, like that Wednesday before, or like Thursday before pre-release. Because then I just feel like I'm like ready for pre-release because I get to actually draft the set or do a sealed or something. I get to pre-release, get that out of my system, and then go play a physical pre-release. It's never made a change on the way that the actual pre-release feels because there's nothing that feels quite like a pre-release.
Makes sense.
But being able to play the sets online first is definitely something I'm wary about because I can see people just being like, oh, I don't need to play a pre-release because I've already done this a million times on Magic Online.
Yeah, that is something that could happen. They're like, okay, I've done this 6 times already.
And also, I don't even know if they're going to have a pre-release because all of these just have release dates. I don't know if the week before that they're going to have a pre-release. I mean, that everything's kind of up in the air because nobody really knows what's going to be going on.
Very true.
So is this going to be the first modern era Magic set without a pre-release?
I think it might be.
It's already the first delayed release, but like even more so. Is this going?
It's weird they're doing the delayed release, but I get it. It makes sense.
That would be wild.
First time for everything.
There is a first time for everything.
And apparently this is it.
Yeah, so that is so wild. But at least we're gonna have some spoilers. I'm excited to talk about spoilers. I thought, and it was like last year that we were just so sick of it. We were so over it.
Yeah, we're like, okay, this can be over anytime.
Yeah, I'm done seeing new cards, and now I'm just like, got the itch. I need new cards. And then we're just gonna have the same issue where the new cards come out, and we're just like, Wizards, no. Oko 2.0 is coming our way.
I think I'm only going to pay attention to things that are going to affect Eternal formats, being Legacy Vintage.
Oh, see,
anything
I like
other than that,
the things that hit Modern, or just like genuinely cool things that I think would be fun to brew at.
I'm just trying to save brain space.
But Matt, you have all this free time now that we're in quarantine to think about everything.
Fair. I actually probably don't. I have less time now because I'm not traveling, and
yeah, I love that you're just more busy.
I really am. Like, I say that and people think I'm joking. I'm like, no, I'm actually really.
But they also did like announce some other cool things that I thought were interesting. One of which, or well, I guess there's two. There's 2 new books coming out. So for anybody who's interested in like the novels that they write for Magic, I know the other previous iterations, kind of got in a little bit of hot water because they were kind of shitty, both through the characters and just in writing. They read like a kindergartner wrote them.
Probably did.
But there is a lore book coming out for Ikora, and the one that I'm actually excited about because I haven't read the lore in a long time, but they are actually releasing a visual history book about Legend, not the set, the creature.
Oh, I thought you meant like actually. I was like, that's fucking dope.
No, it is going to be from I guess what I've surmised. It's written by Jay Anelli. You can find him on Twitter at J13X. And he's had like some interesting threads about like legendary creatures and stuff. But he knows his shit. And like all that they've really released at this point is just like a basic idea that's like about legends, legendary creatures, and Magic. And the cover art is fucking incredible.
I mean, they kind of have to be now, right? If someone came out with some shit, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Oh, you're right. But like the cover art is like Captain Sisay and like Avacyn and Niv Mizzet and Krenko and Atraxa just like standing like all in one picture together. I'm like, oh, that is a star-studded cast of people.
It's actually kind of badass.
Creatures. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. And go follow Jay because he knows what he's talking about. He did a whole thread on the fact that he wrote a book, and he goes in a little bit more detail about that it's all about legends and all of the different things that go along with the legendary creatures. It's definitely a good read, so I would go check it out. And I'm probably going to be buying the book.
That's not surprising.
Yeah, it's promises to be pretty sweet. And all of like the other art books that they've done for Magic, like they did the Zendikar one, they did the Innistrad one. They're pretty expensive, but this one is significantly less so. The hardcover for this one you can order right now for $20. That's solid.
Yeah, that's not bad for an actual book.
Yeah, and that's for the physical copy. And you can also, I mean, if you have a Kindle, you can get it for $10. But I'd rather that's something you want to have like the hardcover of.
Yeah, for sure.
But the other books that they've done, like for the art books, those all have been like $50-$60. So they're like a premium price, but they are so sick. And they're just such a cool like coffee table book or just something to have in a collection. It's just like high-res versions of all of the gorgeous art and like reference material for like the best places.
Yeah,
like
that's pretty cool.
Innistrad, all of the heavy hitters. Like the Innistrad one is beautiful. That's the one that I have like kind of coveted, but I've never pulled the trigger on. That is just such a sick piece of literature, though.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
Hell yeah. So yeah,
it's always cool to get stuff like that.
Ikoria announcement also coming with that was a nice little addition. I'm interested to see how everything folds out from here on out. I mean, it's obvious that this whole global pandemic thing has impacted everything, Magic and beyond. But the actual extent of the impact, nobody even has any idea of how far that's going to reach. And we are not going to know for probably a good amount of time.
For a very long time, yeah.
Yeah. So at least I thank God Magic Online exists. That's all I have to say. I'd be losing my fucking mind.
Magic might have died without it.
I mean, honestly, it at least took a severe hit.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
All right, Matt, I have a question for you.
What's up?
Have you been cooking recently?
I've only been cooking. All the restaurants are closed, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Well, have you cooked up anything particularly spicy recently?
I actually have not, but I found some spicy cooking.
Oh, yes. You did some trolling and some scrolling.
Yeah, actually from friend of the podcast, Dave Morris.
Yeah, Dave.
Homeboy and I were talking about his one deck. He called it Junderstorm.
And that's going to be the official name. When somebody ends up taking down a Magic Online event, yeah, that's what's going to be called.
He gets the credit. Let me bring up the list here. I had it up, but
he's the deck builder. Also, with the Magic Online, they've been upping the number of like events that they've been having, which I think is super cool. But they have done one of the cheesiest things ever, and they have been doing super qualifiers. And I just hate the fact that they're called super qualifiers for no other reason. I think it sounds stupid. It just sounds dumb. Yeah, I'm playing in the super qualifier. There's actually a legacy one, I believe, going on right now. It might be over at this point. Yeah,
all right.
Super qualifier.
So he actually Twittered me the one deck. Hold on, and then I was tweaking it to be mono red.
Well, that doesn't sound very Jund.
The fuck is it at? Oh, it's on the Twitter page.
So if anybody wants to look at the deck list, they can super sleuth and find it.
But his idea was Tron land, ramping and drawing in to Dragonstorm, and then playing big beefy idiots to kill them.
Huh.
I made the suggestion to go mono red.
Okay.
My list consisted of 4 Dragonstorm, 2 Bogart and Hellkite. So it's a big dumb dragon that's 5/5. When it enters the play, deal 5 damage, divided as you choose.
Among any targets.
Yes. 2 Dragonlord Atarka, which same thing, only players or planeswalkers for that one.
Is it 8 damage, though?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's only 5?
Still 5.
I thought it was so much more.
2 Dragonlord Kolagon, which gives your dragons haste.
Yeah?
Terror of Mount Velis. I'm not going to lie, I have to look that one up.
Yeah, I've like, if just imagine one of us getting that card on Accumulated Knowledge and us both just stumbling through it and never getting it.
Would for sure do that.
Yeah, I'd go so far as to say I've never heard that before in my entire life.
Let me bring it up here. I have so many apps open. So this is Terror of Mount Velis. It is 5 red, flying double strike. When it enters the battlefield, creatures you control gain double strike.
I can see how that would be good with hasty dragons.
Yeah. And then 2 Thundermaw Hellkite. So it's just we just talked about Thundermaw Hellkite. 5 mana, 4/4 haste. When it attacks, deal damage to everything without flying. I believe they can't.
5/5 haste, but it deals damage to everything. It deals 1 damage to all creatures with flying. I believe that your opponent controls. And then you tap those creatures.
Yes. And then I went 4 mana more. So that's your Dragonstorm combo for like 2 or 3. You can kill them with. You get a Hellkite, deal them 5. Get a hasty dude, get the double strike dude. Game over.
Yeah, that seems like enough.
Yeah, and then 4 mana Morphos just draws you through your deck, adds colors if you want to play different colors. 4 Ironcrag Feet. This is the thing from Throne. That's 4 mana, and then add 7 red.
Oh, and you can only cast
1 spell after that.
1 more spell after that.
So that and 1 additional mana floating.
Gives you enough to Dragonstorm.
You Dragonstorm, yes.
Huh.
4 Chromatic Star to dig. 4 Sphere to dig. I suggested switching those out for other ritual.
Well, how many rituals is the deck playing? Just the
feet
from Thrones?
Yes, there are currently 5 open slots.
Okay, so this is work in progress.
Oh yeah, for sure. 4 Veil of Summer because fuck counter spells, fuck them. Haha, you suck.
Yeah, counter spells are pretty good. Well, and also Dragonstorm is a storm card that is just okay with not worrying about Veil of Summer.
Yeah,
you just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Is it the only storm card that just doesn't care?
Well, it's really just to counter
any counter spells.
Any counter spells and to protect your feet, pretty much.
Sure.
The Ironcrag Feet.
Yeah.
2 Wishclaw Talisman. So that's also from Throne, where you Demonic Tutor and then they get it. But the idea is it's basically a 3 mana Demonic Tutor, which go fuck yourself. Yeah, and I think that should be up to 4.
Yeah, I mean, because if you're just using it and then just killing them, you don't have to worry about giving it away.
Exactly. And then 5 open slots, like I said, and 20 land. I don't hate his idea of the Tron pieces just to be able to dig in and have 7 mana and a bunch of red mana there and then say, oh, here's a big dumb idiot. Oh, here's another big dumb idiot.
I like leaning into rituals, I think, more than that.
That was my thing. Play those, some Simian Spirit Guides, ramp you out, and then play some Street Wraiths, draw a card. Just, you want to churn through and kill them very fast.
Yeah.
That's
well, and the thing is, you want to be able to up the storm count relatively easily, too. Do you think, like, maybe some amount of, like, Burning Tree Emissaries would work in there?
You could. It does. You only really need to storm 2.
Yeah, you only need to storm a small amount.
Yeah, so your third or fourth turn, you ritual. Third turn, you ritual, exile Spirit Guide, feet. You have the 7 mana and then a land untapped, and you're pretty much there. You get 2 guys. You can get, if they don't have flyers or they're tapped out, guess what? You get a hasty dude and a double strike dude that are both 5/5. That's 20 damage.
Yeah. Now, I'm just worried about like just being able to draw the part of your combo because you're not playing any blue or anything.
That's why there's 2 pieces, and I think that's where he was thinking.
Yeah.
The Tron lands, which I don't hate.
No, I definitely don't.
I'm not against it. It's just
I just like the rituals because they work double duty. They ramp you mana and they also increase the storm count. Where the Tron lands just ramp mana more efficiently and more consistently, I guess.
You could easily just play the 12 Tron lands and 8 or 9 mountains and be perfectly fine with that.
Yeah. And then you could also do like a sub package of like you could legit like the mono red Tron thing where you play like Stuffy Doll and Blasphemous Act.
Yeah. So this deck it's spicy. There's a lot of different ways you can go with it. It seems fun. It really does. Because who the fuck is expecting 100%. Dragonstorm?
Oh, it's definitely sweet. It's super sweet. I'm just thinking of ways to just improve it. That's definitely something that will work a lot. Probably not. But when it works, it'll work, and it's going to feel so sick.
The main goal of this version is literally to protect Ironcrag Feet. You could literally play the blue Pact if you wanted to as well.
Oh, yeah, you could. Illusummer does a good job doing that and also drawing cards.
Yeah, it's just better. It stops Thoughtseizes and...
Yeah. You know what the card would have been sweet in this deck? Once Upon a Time.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah. That's what he said. He's like, well... That was in here, and then nope.
Yeah, we feel a little bit bad about missing Once Upon a Time in this bad boy. but I don't think that makes it unplayable.
No, I think Wishclaw Talisman to go.
And I do think Modern's in a really good spot right now. We're doing stuff like weird like that is for like advantageous. Like you can get away with doing weird shit in Modern right now.
You don't use your graveyard. You're not really hindered by artifact hate. You're just playing big dumb red idiots that kill them fast.
Yeah, as long as you don't like just like fall super far behind and then just get like over controlled by like the Bant like Snowblade deck with it's playing like Euro and like Teferi and all the it's playing like Astrolabe and shit too and Icefang Caudal and stuff.
Double Strike laughs at Caudal.
Do they have trample?
It doesn't matter. You just have a bunch of big ass dragons they have to deal
I guess
with.
you do have like 3 dragons at that point.
Yeah,
That's
like
fine. Yeah, you have multiple
have
dragons.
to deal with those.
You're not wrong. I do feel as though there are a lot of like Field of Ruins and in the format right now, so that might not be the best reason to play the Tron lands.
Yeah, that's possible. You could honestly also play the Perforos too.
Oh yeah.
Like that or Through the Breach. Those are both good options.
Now, do you think Perforos is better than Through the Breach in something like this?
I'd have to read Perforos again, honestly. I know that it does the sneak attack impression for red creatures.
Yeah, and that's the thing. All of these creatures are red, so that's a big thing for Perforos. And it's not like Through the Breach where you're through the breaching in like an Emrakul, where it's just like, oh, you kill them as soon as that Through the Breach resolves. Like you might need multiple activations of like a Through the Breach sneak attack effect. So Perforos fits that slot a little bit more so than anything else.
Yeah, and you can just say, oh, here's 2 dragons, have fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you are right, there's not currently a way to get them out of your hand if you draw them.
Yeah, which I can see being awkward, just drawing like the wrong half of your deck.
Well, I think that's where Dave's idea of having the Tron lands.
Tron lands
the
to just be able to
secondary
hard
way.
cast them motherfuckers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's definitely something.
And then you can play like Blood Moons and...
But even then, I think just playing like the normal rituals and the Perforos, like that's less mana total. And it's not like you need the dragons to stick around for a particularly long amount of time. They just need to stick around long enough to come down, get you dead, which is usually just a turn.
Yeah, it won't take too long. That's the beauty of the haste and double strike guy.
Oh, yeah.
And like there used to be an old Dragonstorm deck that just played 4 Belgarden Hellkites.
That was a dark time, though.
That was Time Spiral block standard, I think.
Yeah, the difference in power level of the dragons that you can tutor up is pretty significant.
And you can always just sideboard like the blue-black one or the white-blue one. You can do
like
funky
Ojutai,
shit.
yeah, and stuff like that. Yeah, that's definitely a thing. That does make your sideboard interesting. Also, but so would in that world, especially if you play the Perforos one, what do you think the chances of playing something like that goes and gets something from your graveyard, or not from your graveyard, from your sideboard, like that black 2 one that you can go get something from your deck or from your sideboard?
Mastermind's Acquisition.
Yep.
Well, what does that do?
It gets the thing, puts it in your hand.
Dragonstorm searches from your library.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If for the Perforos version,
Oh yeah, you could for sure do that, and then play a bunch of one-ofs and
like really like specific niche. I mean, I'm not well versed in the dragons of Magic the Gathering to be able to decide whether that would be worth that investment, because like it's obvious that if you can do that effect with something like Karn, where you're going to get artifacts, that's a very potent strategy because you can go get some disgusting artifacts. I don't know if the dragons are as potent as the artifacts are in that scenario.
Yeah, I don't think that they are. There's definitely some heavy hitters.
Oh, for sure. They're all dragon.
Yeah, I think Fae of Wishes gets non-creature. Yeah, Fae of Wishes is non-creature.
That's correct.
It's got to ruin our fun, Fae.
Wow, way to go, Fae of Wishes.
Real asshole over here.
Real prick. This thing is sweet.
I'm a little upset that he just didn't auto-include 4 Shivan Dragons, but it's okay.
There's a time and a place for Shivan Dragon, and I don't think it's modern.
Definitely not.
Unfortunately.
Definitely not.
But sweet deck. So thanks, Dave.
Yeah,
Pretty
super
cool.
spicy. Dave, I'll continue to work on this with you for sure.
Yeah, I like that deck a lot. And if anybody else has a deck out there that they think is spicy, let us know.
Yeah, feel free to come at your boy.
Yeah, this was fun talking about this super weird deck, because usually we just find something online that sparks our interest and we talk to lengths about those decks. But this is definitely one off the beaten path and definitely something sweet.
I have one for next week already, just so
Oh, I love that.
locked and loaded.
Yeah, so Dave, honorary sous chef.
Yeah, Dave thinks this is his brainchild. I took it a completely different route. You can tell me to fuck off and play what you want to play. I fully expect that.
Yeah, that's a beautiful part.
His is like actual Jund with Tron Lane. A little bit different. Like I said, go through the Twitter. You can find it. He was tweeting about it. You can. What's his Twitter handle?
I will find it right now.
If I find it first. God damn it, Dave.
It is at underrated Dave on Twitter.
Underrated. You son of a bitch.
It's an underrated Twitter name, if we're gonna be honest.
Fuck off. Oh, it's David, not Dave. That's why it didn't come up.
Underrated David. Yeah, you idiot. Yeah, so shout out to Dave.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Appreciate it. Thanks for
So that's our shout out for the episode.
My job easy.
Yeah, love it. Well, Matt, we had a lot of fun talking about that deck.
Did. That was a fun one. That was spicy
It really
meatball.
was. Do you want to talk about stuff that we are having where we have significantly less fun with?
Talking to you.
Got me good. God damn it. No, I'm alluding to our top 5 for the week.
Ooh, yeah. That was good. I did not know where you were going with it. Hit me. That was.
Listen, man, I've had a lot of time to.
That was good. I will give you that one.
Well, our top 5 this week is a lot more like a bottom 5.
The top 5 bottom, top bottom, bottom top.
Top 5 bottoms.
Bottom top 5s.
Yeah, one of those two. So our top 5 this week is our top 5 least favorite cards.
Top 5 bottom sounds like some weird, gross ass picks.
That's my other podcast.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah,
mixing worlds here.
No, our top 5 is going to be the top 5 least favorite cards to play against.
Do you have any honorable mentions?
Do I have any honorable mentions? Huh.
I have 6.
6 honorable mentions.
5 honorable mentions. Sorry, I lied.
Oof. I would say
5.
I love playing this card, but playing against this card when you're not prepared.
Oh, I love playing every single one of these cards. I just hate playing against it.
See, my thing is, I can see how people would not like playing against this card, but almost every deck that I play is like well suited to play against it. But so I guess my honorable mention will be like Smokestacks.
Yep, that's a shitty one.
It's an artifact that you get to put counters on, and then at your upkeep, or at each player's upkeep, they sacrifice permanents equal to the number of soot counters on Smokestacks.
And you may add them. You do not have to.
You don't have to. Yeah, so you can like
leave it at
stop
one
at none.
forever.
You could stop at 1. You could stop at 2. But you have the option to add a counter every upkeep. And then the way you stack it is that you play it. Your opponent's next upkeep, it's at 0. Your upkeep, put a counter on trigger on the stack, and then on top of that, you put the sacrifice counter on. So you sacrifice nothing, and then it gets a counter. It goes to your opponent. They have to sacrifice 1. It comes back to you. You sack 1, and then it can add a counter, and then so on and so forth. And the way you play the deck is you just have more resources to sacrifice to the stack than your opponent does, and then your opponent just has no permanents. And you, whenever you're done, just get to sacrifice Smokestack.
So one of my honorable mentions is a real big friend of Smokestack. It is Tanglewire.
Tanglewire. Yeah, I was going to throw Tanglewire in there, but I don't hate Tanglewire as much as I hate Stacks.
Fair. That is fair. So Tanglewire is 3 mana. Comes into play with 4 counters on it. In the beginning of your upkeep, each player's upkeep, that player taps a number of permanents equal to the number of counters on Tanglewire. And then when there are no more counters to remove, you sacrifice.
It goes bye-bye.
Here's the fun thing. You can tap Tanglewire to itself.
Uh-huh.
It's a fun little thing for you. Yeah, because it's
creature, land, or artifact.
Yep. So what else is on your...
I have no more honorable mentions.
Oh, I got a couple.
So let's run them off quick.
Choke.
Oh, see, I hardly play blue deck, so choke doesn't affect me.
Yeah, that's fine. That makes Ensnaring Bridge.
Ooh, Ensnaring Bridge is okay.
Hold on. Choke islands do not untap during the untaps.
Yeah, okay, good call. Choke is a weird one, so like, yeah, it's smart to do that. Ensnaring Bridge is an honorable mention now of mine because I have in the past really, really not enjoyed playing against that card. It's totally fucking ruined me.
Yeah, you pretty much just, if you don't have a way to deal with it, you
lose the game.
Are basically decking them or hoping they just draw so bad they can't play stuff. But that's not the case ever.
There's been multiple instances in my life where somebody plays an Ensnaring Bridge, and I'm just like, well, and now I just have to draw a Flicker Wisp, or else I cannot win this.
Yeah.
There's been so many moments in my life where that's happened.
The decks that really took advantage of this are Lantern.
Lantern Control and Modern.
8-Rack.
Yep.
And occasionally Burn.
Yeah, in particular, Meta's Burn has definitely abused
and now Tron deck in the sideboard being able to fetch it.
Yep.
All right.
That's a good honorable mention.
Winter Orb.
Ooh, so that's similar to Tanglewire.
Yeah, sort of. It's 2 mana artifact. Each player may only untap 1 land during their untap step.
Yeah, and that could be a beating.
Yes. And finally wrapping up my last honorable mention, everyone should know this one, Chalice of Void.
Oh, see, Daddy likes me a Chalice of the Void.
See, this one I struggled with this because I really love this card. Yeah, it sometimes sucks, but it's so fun to try to sneak in Chalice checks.
Oh, so you like to play against it because you're just like, oh, we're gonna play this mental game now.
I've gotten many spells through, like on 1, for example, when they had a Chalice on 1. The way you got to do it, I'm going to teach everyone a quick story time with Matt here. You got to get them thinking about something else. You go to do something, they do it. Okay, in response to that, I'm going to plow or path that dude. And they're like, shit, go get my land. And then, like, as the turn progresses, they're like, motherfucker. Oh. Yeah.
And there is no better way to put your opponent on complete tilt than having them realize, like, mid-match that they missed a Chalice trigger.
I've done it, like, the last time we played Modern, actually. I got 2 in the same game.
Oh, I was sitting next to you when that happened, and I was like,
I was looking at my hand. He was like, he has Chalice in 1. I was like, do I do this or this? And they were both 1-mana spells to counter something.
Yeah, and I was like,
you just you got like a shitty grin. You're like, probably that. And I did it, and he was like, okay. And he's
and we both just looked at each other, just like, oh, we did it.
Yeah, got it through.
That was teamwork making the dream work, baby.
It's a little scummy.
Oh, it's 100% scummy, but I love it. It's part of the game, I guess.
It is a trigger, and you have to remember your triggers. It's not like I was doing it super fast, be like, oh, do that. I very clearly, so there's never any issue, I said, plow this guy or path this guy. And I set my card down on top of it, and they go, sure.
Yep. Uh-huh.
All right. So what is your number 5? There's just my little story time with Matt.
Story time with Matt and Chalice of the Void, featuring Chalice of the Void.
Yeah.
My number 5 is actually 2 cards, but these 2 cards are very similar.
Okay.
It is Rhystic Study and Smothering Tide.
Ooh, those are both really good. Didn't even think of that.
Yeah, and it's like those cards are obviously very, very good, but it's not the cards themselves.
Do you want to pay 1 for that?
It's exactly that.
Do you want to pay 1 for that?
It makes the game so annoying because the one player with the fucking Rhystic Study or the Smothering Tides there's only 2 ways it can go. Either the person completely forgets about it and it makes no impact on the game whatsoever, or it is the most annoying fucking thing on the planet where, like you said, do you want to pay 1 for that? Oh, do you want to pay 1 for that? Oh, how about that? Do you want to pay 1 for that? And I am the person who literally fucking never, ever pays for Rhystic Study.
Mistake.
I refuse. Just because then if I don't pay, then they stop asking. And that's the only reason why I don't fucking want to pay for it. Because I just hate those cards with such a strong passion. I hate Rhystic Study and Smothering Tides.
Maybe it's Commander you hate.
No, I love Commander. I just hate those cards.
Fair.
Fuck those cards. God damn it. Oh, this is getting me worked up already.
My number 5 is actually Smokestack.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I couldn't give it away when you said it. But yeah, that's my number 5.
You did hide that one pretty well. And for reasons that we already covered, Smokestack is a real turd.
Yep. Real hot.
How about your number 4?
Blood Moon.
Oh, see, Daddy's got a soft spot for Blood Moon. And also I play a bunch of basics in all my decks, so.
Oh, that's what I said. I love playing all of these cards, but I hate when I'm playing against them.
That's true.
Yeah, Blood Moon turns all non-basic lands into, drumroll please, mountains.
Mountain.
Yeah.
Everybody loves a mountain.
Everybody loves a mountain.
I do love me some Blood Moon. See, that's the thing, too. You've played all the cards that are in your top 5 least favorite cards to play against.
I've played every single one of these cards multiple times.
I have played 1 copy of one of the cards in my top 5 in a sideboard of a deck. I refuse to play any of them.
Fair. So what is your number 4?
My number 4 is the one that I was telling you about that you would have never guessed in a million years. And I just have like an unreasonable hatred for this card. It is Spreading Seas.
Oh, that's not even a very good one.
I hate it. And that's why it's I mean, your number 4 and my number 4 are actually pretty similar cards, except for yours just does so much more work.
Oh, mine does way more work.
But my friend Austin, he was a devout Merfolk player for a very long time.
So Spreading Seas is 1 in a blue enchant land. That land is now an island. Draw a card.
Yeah. So I can't even tell you how many times I was like building a deck and like trying to brew something, and then I would play test against him, and he only had Merfolk, and he only played Merfolk, and so I would be doing something like trying to do something stupid, like some 4-color control deck with like Gifts Ungiven and like Unburial Rites combo or something, and I would start playing my game plan and get like my first shock of the game, and then it would just be immediately turned into an island, and I would just be unreasonably fucking tilted about it. I hate Spreading Seas so much, and
Makes
just like
sense.
oh. I had this like not Bloodstained Mire. Fuck, I'm so flustered right now. Blood Crypt. Like I would have fetch a Blood Crypt and be like, oh, your Island Walk can't touch me, and they're like, no, your Blood Crypt's an island. Now I can walk on it. You fucker. Oh, I hate it.
Sounds like it.
Fucking miserable.
What is your number 3?
My number 3 is actually 3 separate cards.
Oh, Jesus.
But
I can guess what they are.
They all do a very similar effect, though. It is Plague Engineer, Sulfur Elemental, and Dread of Night.
That's not the one I was thinking.
Really?
Yeah, I was thinking something else.
Ooh, maybe it'll show up a little bit later.
So those give everything -1/-1.
It gives,
Plague
yeah, it gives
Engineer, yeah.
certain kind of thing -1/-1. Sulfur Elemental and Dread of Night.
Or white creature.
Yeah, they give Sulfur Elemental gives white creatures a +1/-1.
What do you know about Split Second?
Ugh, I hate everything about it. God damn. And then Dread of Night is an enchantment that gives all white creatures -1/-1. And then Plague Engineer, probably my least favorite card printed in 2019. It's up there at least as my least favorite card printed in 2019. It gives all creatures of a chosen type -1/-1. And the fucker is a 2/2 Death Touch, which is just icing on the cake for that card being the worst card ever. Like, Plague Engineer is so far beyond all of the other cards that I mentioned, but I have to mention them all because they all do a similar thing where I'm just trying to have fun. I'm just trying to play my white creatures, and then those cards just say, no, you're not allowed.
No fun for you.
I hate it so much. Fuck all of those cards. Don't, like, and just effects that just completely cut off an entire color, i.e. choke. It's just the worst shit on the planet. I hate it.
You know, it's worse than that.
Your number 3?
Stasis.
Ooh, Stasis is a really good one.
So it's 1 and a blue. Each player skips their untap phase. During your upkeep, pay blue or bury Stasis.
Huh?
So this is a big old slow the fuck down.
Yeah, this puts the game on halt.
Yeet.
Yeah, officially on notice.
This is really good with Time Vault. You can just skip your turn, untap it, and then take a couple turns in a row.
Yeah, turns out not a bad idea. And when you take the couple turns in a row, you don't have to pay for Stasis. You can just let it go if you have a game plan that's going to win the game.
Yep.
Which is super sweet.
Super sweet.
Yeah, Stasis is a sick card.
Yeah, it's miserable to play against, but it's also super fun to play.
Yeah, it's definitely a miserable card to play against. But man, is it fun to play. I agree with that 100%.
So my number 2 is Armageddon.
Oh, you were just listing some of my favorite cards ever. Like Blood Moon, Geddon. Sign me up, man.
And that includes like Armageddon and Ravages of War. They're the same thing. Destroy all lands. 3 colorless.
Uh-huh. Yeah, just all the lands that are on the battlefield, goodbye.
Yep.
Now, my question for you is, in the world that you're saying that you hate this card, do you also want to lump in cards like Cataclysm, where it's like almost like a balance thing?
No, those are fine.
Okay. What about like Wildfire, where each player sacrifices 4 lands?
Nope, that's fine. Armageddon gets rid of all of them.
Okay, cool. So that is where you draw the line.
Yep, it's oftentimes just because you have Armageddon. They may have a hint that you have Armageddon, but you know for sure, and you can just say, "Yep, fucking reset button."
Oh man, see, I love me some Armageddon because all I'm doing is like turn 1, playing a creature, turn 2, play a creature, turn 3, play a creature, turn 4, Geddon, and then my opponent's just like, I'm dead.
Yep.
Like,
Oh,
yeah,
it
you
definitely
are.
ends games.
You're dead. Yep. You're so dead. It's going to take a couple more turns of attacking, but you ain't living through this, bud.
Yeah, not super fun. Super fun
I
to play,
love-
not super fun to
Love
play
Armageddon.
again.
That's a good
So-
number 2.
What's your number, Dose?
My number 2, also, like Plague Engineer, a Modern Horizons card. It is a Planeswalker for a green and a red. It is Renin 6.
Yeah, that really fucks up Death and Taxes.
Oh, the time where Renin 6 was legal in Legacy might be some of my least favorite Legacy I've ever played in my entire life. I had to play Giver of Ruins
Over Mom.
in Death and
yeah.
Taxes just for the sole reason that Renin 6 was a card that exists. And any card that exists and makes me change a core strategy of the entire archetype that I love playing
X1s.
is a bad time for me. Hate
Yeah.
it. Yeah, and all the deck is one toughness creatures. Like Mother of Ruins, Thalia, Flickerwisp, Recruiter of the Guard, Phyrexian Revoker. Everything has one toughness.
Yeah,
and
it's
they all die to
literally-
Renin 6.
Yes, they do.
And Renin 6 just lets your opponent have perfect mana while you're over there not having a Renin 6 and not having perfect mana. Like, Wastelands don't do anything against Renin 6 because Renin 6 is Renin 6.
Have you thought about playing Renin?
No. I can't abandon my morals like that.
Fair. What,
So, my number 1 most hated Magic card of all time, and this has been the case since this card was printed. I've never hated something more. If I could just pick one card and just Control-Alt delete it from the entire history of Magic, it would be this card. It is Kolaghan's Command. I hate it. It's literally just reason the card, kill target Tyler.
Stoneforge. Fuck you.
Yeah,
Fuck your Stoneforge and your artifact.
yeah, kill your creature, blow up your artifact. Or the classic, blow up your artifact, get back Snapcaster Mage from my graveyard, and then recast Kolaghan's Command. Like the first Kolaghan's Command that gets cast against me, I'm like, ugh, oh, that's such a setback. It's such a brutal 2-for-1. It's like my best things are totally gone for 3 mana. That one though, sometimes you can fight back from. But the second one and the third one are absolutely lights out. Like there's a good chance that the first one might just kill me dead, but there's such an impossibly low number of times that I've come back from a second Kolaghan's Command or third Kolaghan's Command. It's like it got to be single digit about the number of times that I've beaten that card.
Really?
If it's cast twice.
It's good with Snapcaster Mage. It's very good
It's
with
so
Snapcaster
good with
Mage.
Snapcaster Mage. Fuck Kolaghan's Command in every format too. Legacy, Modern, shit, even Commander, Vintage. When it was in Standard, I'm sure I would have hated it in Standard. Thank God it's not.
Probably.
Fuck Kolaghan's Command, dude. Oh, I don't even want to think about that card anymore.
You're getting real heated with this one.
I hate Kolaghan's Command, dude. I hate it. I'm
Are you
sure your
ready?
number 1 is equally emotion provoking.
About to say, you ready for Daddy's number 1?
I cannot wait.
Trinis.
Ooh, Trinisphere. I love Trinisphere so much. I had an inkling that Trinisphere was going to be in your top 5. I did not know it was going to be number 1, though.
Yeah, good old T-Ball. 3 mana. Everything now costs 3 mana as long as it remains untapped.
Yeah, Trinisphere is a beating, dude.
Yes, it is.
But it's also a taxing effect. So, like, I love Trinisphere.
I'm just, like, there's a reason you always keep Force of Will in Vintage. Because a turn 1 Mishra's Workshop into Trinisphere,
Into T-Ball is GG's,
Well,
bud.
it's
Extend the hand if you
actually-
can't counter that.
it's generally like Workshop, Mox, T-Ball.
Or, and even worse, it could be like Shop, Mox, Creature, T-Ball, and then you're dead if you don't
Yeah.
counter the ball.
Can do that too.
Like, I can't
That's
even
a
tell you how
real
many times
thing.
I've seen, like, that exact sequence with, like, a Ravager being the creature, and you're just like, oh, okay, this game's over.
Yep, just done for.
And, like, the decks that you like to play and the formats you like to play, that card is particularly potent.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't really hate a T-ball being played against me, because I'm like, okay, that slows my opponent down, and, like, also, Rashadenport, pretty good against Trinisphere. And I don't play against Mishra's
Rashad and
Workshop.
Port is not good against Trinisphere.
Oh, I think it's great against Trinisphere, because
Oh, you mean just tapping their stuff down?
yeah, tapping their lands.
I was like, you can't tap Trinisphere with that.
No, if I go, like, if I'm on the play and I go turn 1 Aether Vial and they go turn 1 Trinisphere, if I can follow that up with a port, I just don't lose that game ever.
It's fair. Yeah, it's a fair way to look at it.
Yeah. Oh, I actually enjoy playing against Trinisphere quite a bit, but it can just get you. Those were some very powerful Magic cards that we just listed off.
Real powerful Magic card.
I would say a bunch of powerful Magic cards and then Spreading Seed.
And yeah, and then it's like probably close to the top most powerful hate cards, and then just some bullshit card in there for whatever reason.
I hate it. It's merfolk. Blame the merfolk. Blame the fish people.
Blame the fish people, huh?
You hear that, Tolarian Community College professor? I'm coming for you, motherfucker.
Ban merfolk.
No, he's a big merfolk guy.
I actually knew that. Ban merfolk.
Yes, ban merfolk. I agree. Unless you like merfolk, then you know what? Actually, if you like merfolk, don't talk to me.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, eat shit. Incoming, all of the cards that I'm gonna get in accumulated knowledge are gonna be merfolk.
Yep, that you knew it somehow.
The Pearl Trident.
You figured it out. I don't know how you did,
Lord
but you
of it,
did. You figured it out somehow.
How about that for a transition, though, bud?
That was a good one.
We're going in for the final portion of the podcast, our game. A little bit of accumulated knowledge.
Final countdown.
And you are asking me, right?
Yes.
That is something that's happening. So you load it up, and I'll run through the game.
Okay.
So for those of you who are unfamiliar, every week we play a little game called Accumulated Knowledge. In this game, we go into the Scryfall website, and we hit the random card generating button. The one of us asks the other the name of the card that comes up. The other one has to give the mana cost of the card. If they get it right, they get a point. If they get it wrong, they have to play against Stasis for the rest of their lives.
Forever.
Yeah, forever. Every game, regardless of the format. In Standard, somebody's just going to end up playing the same. I don't know how it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Gonna get DQ'd is what's gonna happen. Oh, this is a good one. You're not getting this one.
Well, Matt, I get 3 hints, and I have to get 3 out of 5 right.
Yeet.
Perfect. Well, if it's a good one, then let's hear it.
This is Ember Shot.
Ember Shot.
Ember Shot.
I don't know if I've ever heard of a more burn spell name in my entire life.
I'm gonna get real cocky. It's a burn spell.
Oh, wow. Now, it's not like Lightning Bolt, and it's not like Lightning Strike. It's not even one of the weird ones like Searing Blaze or anything like that. So it's obviously not a very good burn, which scares me.
I'm contemplating giving you the actual text.
Oh, is it that impossible?
If you would get it, I would know.
Well, then I'm not even going to use a hint on it. I'm going to say it is 2 and 2 red.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Nope, it is 6 and a red.
6? What does it deal 1,000,000 damage?
It is 7 total mana. Let's start there. It is
what, 6 in a red?
6 in a red, yeah.
Okay.
Ember Shot deals 3 damage to target creature or player, but you get to draw a card.
You're kidding me.
I am not. What
set is this from?
This is from Judgment.
This is the worst card I've ever heard.
It's real bad.
So let me get this right. It's a lightning bolt with a draw card on it.
For 6 additional mana.
For the small cost of 7 mana. It's lightning bolt with 6 more mana, but you get to draw a card.
Yeah, obviously.
How does that math even check out?
It doesn't.
This might be the worst card we've ever had.
It's pretty bad, yeah.
Oh.
It is a common, so if that helps.
Oh, Pauper players out there, take notes.
All right.
You too can have lightning bolt.
Numero dos. You're 0 for 1, PT double.
Yeah, shocker.
Stern Dismissal.
This sounds like a counterspell. Are you going to get bold again and just tell me that it's a counterspell?
Nope. Not doing anything now.
Oh, wait. Stern Dismissal? I think I'm going to use a hint on this.
Okay.
What set is it for?
Theros Beyond Death.
This is 1 blue. It's the bounce spell, isn't it?
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Yes, it's return target creature enchantment to an opponent controls to its owner's hand.
I was like, either I am so wrong and I'm going to look like such an asshole.
Oh, I've been there before.
For using my hint as the set, or I nailed it. And I nailed it.
Yeah, you got it.
If you would have given me the set and it would have been like fucking like Shards of Alara or something, I would have been so fucked.
Just done for.
Uh-huh.
All right. Number 3. You ready?
Yes.
Grotag Siege.
Grotag Siege Runner?
Grotag, Grotag Siege Runner.
Is this a Tog? It sounds like it would be. Oh boy. The name kind of suggests that it would be like a green card?
Would you like to use your hint?
Oh, I don't even know if that's a good idea. I mean, the Siege Runner part, maybe it's red? Oh, should I use a hint?
Siege Rhino is Abzan.
That's Abzan. You're right. If it would just been straight Siege Rhino, this would have been much easier, but it's not.
Yeah, you're right. You're not wrong.
Oh man, maybe I should use a hint on this. It seems like it would be a green or a red card. But like I don't even know, like, is Grotog a tribe from something that I'm not familiar with?
Grotag.
How do you spell it? Growtag?
Grotag.
Okay, no W. Okay. Oh, I have no idea. I'm gonna use a hint. Give me the text on this guy.
Red. Sacrifice Grotag Siege Runner. Destroy target creature with Defender. Grotag Siege Runner deals 2 damage to that creature.
Oh, so it's a red card for sure. I think this guy is cheap. He seems like he'd just be like a little idiot. So you pay a red, sacrifice. It's not a tap, is it?
No.
I'm gonna say he's a 1/1. He's like a goblin.
That's great and dandy. I need a CMC here, bud.
It's either 1 and a red or just 1 red.
That's the same thing.
No, one
I know
single red mana or 1 and a red. You fuck. I'm gonna go 1 and a red.
Is that your final answer?
It is.
That is correct, actually.
That was
You
luck.
did it.
Did I get the 1/1 too? Is it a goblin, first of all?
It's a goblin, yes.
And is it a 1/1?
It's a 2/1.
Ooh, what set is it from?
I honestly don't remember. I'm already on to my next one. I hit Forest Island.
Now I'm gonna have to look it up.
It's like the I'm not even trying to describe this because that won't go over well.
I wonder if the Grotog is something from a set that I
Grotag.
just...
Growatog is in a tog. It's sacrifice force. It gets +2/+2.
Yeah, but is the Grotag like a clan from something that I'm not familiar with?
Maybe.
I'm gonna do some research. I'm gonna study myself some Grotag.
You can study it up. Ready for number 4?
Yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna get that lucky, but yeah, let's hear it.
Angel of Flight Alabaster.
Oh, it's an angel.
How'd you know?
Has something to do with the text of the card. I have no idea what that. I don't even think I want to use a hint on that. Wait, do I? Angel of Flight Alabaster. Huh. Why does this one kind of sound familiar though?
I don't know.
I think I'm gonna save my hint for the last one. I'm just gonna go for a classic 3 and 2 white.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, a little bit of Sarah Angel in it.
Close, but no cigar. You are incorrect. It's 4 and a white.
What does this lady do?
This is from Innistrad, dummy.
Oh no!
It's a 4/4 with flying. At the beginning of your upkeep, return target spirit card from your graveyard to your...
Oh, this has to be a rare.
It's a rare.
That explains why I'm not familiar. Oh, this card's actually kind of sweet.
Call yourself a spirit phenom.
Why would I don't know why I would know that card. It's obviously an angel. It's not an angel spirit, is it? That doesn't seem like something that would ever exist.
Oh, well, shit. All right,
What'd we get?
I'm not going to read you the name of this one. I'm going to give you a hint. And if you get it, you get it. If not, you don't.
Oh, that's not fair. That's not how the game works.
This is a card. No matter what else is in the pack, you always take this card in Vintage Cube. Pack one, pick one. This is the best card.
So it is Soul Ring.
It is Soul Ring.
Nailed it. It is 1 colorless mana, and you tap and you can add 2 colorless mana because that's fair.
Yep. You got it.
Oh, nailed it.
So close, but so far away.
I should have used a hint on that one.
You should have, you friggin' idiot.
I would ask what set it was from.
That was actually the collector's edition.
Oh.
That would have been funny. You should have.
Yeah, I totally missed the opportunity on the good joke.
Yeah.
I was just so excited that I just blew that. I just crushed it.
You did crush it.
I missed an Innistrad card, but
you got Soul Ring. You did it.
I did get rewarded with Soul Ring. Also, I'm kind of still in shock about like the lava geyser or whatever the hell it was, that first card.
Oh,
Lightning Bolt +6, man.
I don't even remember what that card was called.
I don't even want to remember what it's called. I just am blocking it out of my memory. This is a coping mechanism.
That one was real bad.
Oh, I can't even believe it.
It's actually really funny how bad it is.
Oh, that might be that has to be the single worst card.
We've had some turds, but that one takes the cake.
Oh, that is some of the worst Magic cards on the planet. Judgment was a bad time.
Wasn't a good time for Magic.
Like, I don't remember what year that is, but I never want to go back to it.
No, it was a weird time in Magic. They didn't know what direction they wanted to go.
Well, I'm just happy that it didn't go in the direction that card took it, because that is just so unspeakably bad.
To be fair, all the other cards are unspeakably bad too, so that one probably isn't as terrible as we're thinking.
It's true. All right, Matt. Well, that means I get the shout out, bud.
That means you get the shout out.
And let me pull it up real quick, because it's actually a guy that I know you're familiar with. And I know he has a Twitter. He also has a YouTube, and he also streams a good amount. Here we go. I found his Twitter. My shout out this week is actually Jarvis Yu.
Okay. I like Jarvis Yu. He's a cool dude.
Hell yeah. And with all my infinite free time, I've been kind of perusing the YouTubes, and I found a video of him playing Legacy, which he is a phenomenal Legacy player, an out of this world Legacy. He's so good.
Yeah, he kills it. Big fan of Lands, I remember.
Yeah, he's a absolute master. But he also does stream, and he does have, like I said, the YouTube thing going on. But he has a YouTube video right now where he plays Cephalid Breakfast, an updated version of that deck.
Oof.
And that is a deck that I completely forgot
for good reason.
Oh, dude, the deck is so sweet. I love it. I guess for those of you out there that don't know what's Cephalid Breakfast, it's a mess. Just completely forget about us even talking about it, because it's a real issue.
You honestly could have stopped there, and that's fine.
Yeah, but if you are interested in it, you can go watch Jarvis play it, because it's a very entertaining video, and he's super smart, crazy good at Magic. You can find him on Twitter at JKYU06 on Twitter, and he all of his tweets he posts either his Twitter link or a link to
Twitch link or something.
Yeah, a Twitch link, or his YouTube video or something like that. He is always posting about him doing streams and stuff. So go check him out. His streams are entertaining. His chat's usually pretty engaging. And it's Legacy, so can't be mad about that.
True. You can. It won't do you much good though. So
that's right. Legacy's dead. Remember that.
Legacy's dead.
Except it's not. Long live the Queen.
We forgot to talk about Missouri MTG's 100K. We'll have to talk about that next.
We will do that next, because it's already sold out, which sucks. But Jeremy dude, he's the best.
Yeah. Yes, it just made me think of that when you said Legacy's dead. So look forward to that.
That's a preview for next week.
Yeah.
So tune in then. Also, see you next week, nerds!
Peace!